Hello, mighty companions online, and hello, mighty companions in the room. I'm Earl Purdy, and I want to welcome you to a course in miracles. And a miracle is nothing but a correct perception. It's right-mindedness. Is the air working? Is the air still working?
No, it's turned off.
It's turned on? Yeah, that would be great. I appreciate that. Mm-hmm. I can already feel my chakras. They're already firing up.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't even started yet, and I'm sweating. We're going to be on 441. Now, first I'm going to give it to you the way that the Course in Miracles says it in the book, and then I'm going to give you the modern language interpretation of what it's saying. One of the things after 45 years of working with the Course that I pride myself in is taking the time to learn the definitions that it gives for the terms that it uses. It's also trying to reinterpret some of the erroneous thoughts and ideas that we've learned when we were growing up in terms of the Creator being fear and you being sinful and you being bad and all this other stuff. We're trying to focus in on the love that we are. So in order to get in the right frame of mind, let's start out with, now, here we go. Let's if you're here for the first time. Now, remember only this. You need not believe the ideas. You need not accept the ideas. You need not even welcome the ideas. I'll say it again. You don't have to believe a thing that I say. You don't have to accept the thing that I say. You don't have to even welcome anything that I say. Some of the ideas that I say, you may actively resist some of the ideas from A Course in Miracles. And none of this will matter. None of that's going to decrease the effectiveness or the power of the Course in Miracles. Whether I believe something or not does not determine whether it's true. Whether a person believes something or not doesn't determine the truth of it. I'll say that again. Because our temptation, and I say this often, is to think something isn't true unless I agree with it. What you say is true if I believe it's true. What you say is not true if I say I don't believe it. No, it can be true and you don't believe it. That's okay. That's normal. That's normal. That's normal. Did I say that was normal? Okay, that's normal. So nobody's trying to convert you. No one's trying to get you to change your mind. What we're trying to do is to learn how to look at things in such a way that we will stop giving our peace away. So the purpose of the Course is to learn how to look at things in such a way that you don't go crazy and you don't act crazy. And so that's going to come from the way you're looking at things. So don't allow yourself to make exceptions in applying these ideas that the Course in Miracles teaches. And this is my favorite line. Whatever your reaction to what I say may be, no matter what your reaction is to whatever I say, I'm the divine repetition teacher. I'm your remembering coach. I say things over and over again because it's like driving a nail into a wooden board. Very seldom do you do it with one blow. So I say stuff over and over again. I'll say it again, one more time, for me. No matter what your reactions to the ideas may be, no matter whether you like it, don't like it, it alarms you, it doesn't alarm you, makes you feel good, it doesn't make you feel good, still use the idea. And nothing more than that is required. If I need to unlock my car and I'm still using the key, then it doesn't matter what mood I'm in if I use the key to open the door. It doesn't matter if I go to the car feeling happy, go to the car feeling sad, go to the car being mad at somebody, but as long as I use the key, I'll open the door. That's what the Course is saying. Our emotional reactions does not matter if you use the truth. So, don't you think that's good news? Yeah. That you don't have to believe it, that you don't even have to like it. Just use it. So that's how the Course in Miracles works. So I want you to say inside your own mind, use it, use it, use it. That's what I'm going to say to myself right now. Use it, use it. What do you do, Earl? Use it. What do you do? Use it. What do you do? But what about use it? But I feel this. Use it. I'm imagining that. Use it. Use it, use it, use it, use it. So the theme of this particular section, page 1, what was the page y'all said it was?
441.
Page 441 in the Course in Miracles workbook, page 441. Today's lesson is 287, and the theme is this section is what is the Holy Spirit, which is the same as what is my inner guide, what is my loving guide, what is my loving right mind, what is my loving guide, who is my inner guide, what is my inner teacher. So the Course is saying that the reminder is that the reason why most people don't have peace is they have too many goals. If you have too many goals, it has a tendency to divide your peace, where if you can have one goal, one purpose, one direction, it tends to unify your peace. So it's sort of like the difference between a laser beam and a light bulb. A light bulb has very diffuse light that's going in every direction, so it's not that strong. A laser beam is also light, but it will melt cold steel. Why? Because it's focused light. And so this lesson is about peace, and it's about how to give yourself peace. But let me give you the Course in Miracles definition of peace, one of them anyway, which is peace is what created you. So that which created us is peace. It's a peace beyond understanding. Another definition of peace, which is my favorite, is that it's total fulfillment. That when you're really at peace, you're feeling total fulfillment, complete fulfillment, total fulfillment, complete fulfillment. So our goal is to have total fulfillment. Can we agree to that?
Yes.
You'd like to have total, okay. Okay, so I'm going to begin. I'm going to read this lesson exactly like it is, and then I'm going to give you the modern language interpretation of it, okay? So when it says, where would I go but heaven? What could be a substitute for happiness? Now notice it said, where can I go for heaven? Then the very next sentence went, what could be a substitute for happiness? Same thing. So of course, the Miracles definition of heaven is simply happiness. What gift could I prefer before the peace of God? What treasure would I seek and find and keep that can compare with my identity? And would I rather live with fear than love? Would you rather live with fear than live with love? Would you rather live with fear? Sometimes that's the alias for the person's partner that they live with. Right? They're afraid to talk. They're afraid to express themselves. You're afraid to be yourself around that person. You're afraid to share with that person. That's living with fear rather than love, or if you're afraid all the time. So what would be the prayer? Now, the Course in Miracles defines a prayer as simply asking. So you would go, the prayer is, you are my goal, my Father, which is, you are my goal, peace. You are my goal, my Creator. What but you could I desire to have? What way but that which leads to you can I desire to walk? And what except the memory of you could signify to me the end of dreams and futile substitutions for the truth? I like that. You are my goal, my only goal. Your son, your creation, your child would be as you created your child. What way but this could I expect to recognize myself and to be at one with my identity? So let's hear it with the modern day rendering of that. Peace is the goal. Only peace. That's all I want is peace. All I want is peace. All I want is peace. What do I want with everybody in this room? What I want with you is peace. What do I want on my job? Peace. What do I want the rest of this evening? Peace. What do I want if I go out to dinner? Peace. What do I want as I drive my car? Peace. What do I want? Peace. I want to have total fulfillment. So nothing else is truly worth wanting. There's nothing else that's more valuable than your peace. One of the things I do often when I'm counseling with people is to tell them, do what gives you the most peace without attack. Because sometimes people think, well, give me a little peace as I take you out. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I have to add to human beings without attack. Because there wouldn't be so many wars unless we thought attack brought peace. So a lot of people associate peace with fighting, peace with anger, peace with attack. So the Course is saying, well, really, there's nothing else that's truly worth wanting but peace. So there's no other path that's better than the path that leads to peace. Nothing ends your illusions, your false ideas, your unhappiness better than remembering peace. So what is the only goal? It's really peace. That's right. That's what I really want. I really want peace. You really want peace. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
Does that sound cultish to say we want peace? We want total fulfillment. All right. Then the next thing, it says peace is the only goal. Your true self, your real self, your true self, your real self, your true self, your real self. It remains whole. There's nothing missing in your real self. Your real self is still joined to love. Your real self is still joined to spirit. Your real self is still joined to me. Our real self is really connected. We are all one. We are all joined. We are all the same. Now, we are looking at each other's bodies, which gives us the perception that we are separate from each other. Then we look at each other, then we listen to each other talk, which is our ego, our perception of ourselves. That convinces us that we're different from each other. So that's not true. The truth is, you are free. Now say it again. You are free. 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 But guess what? Tell you a little secret. Do you know, and tell everybody, do you know that freedom is of the mind? So when I say you are free, I'm talking about you are free. Your freedom is of the mind. Freedom isn't of the body. Don't you see that? Your body is totally limited in what it can do. Agreed? I mean, your body can't go through a wall. Your body is limited in what it can do. But I bet you everybody in here can think whatever they want to. I bet you all, I can't control what you think. And I bet you can't control what I think. And I'm going to think you juicy and cute, no matter what you think about yourself. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. I dare you. See what I'm saying? I can see you in a way you don't see you, right? My mind is free. Do you know the other characteristic of a free mind? It's a mind that's guilt-free. It's a mind that's not full of guilt. It's a mind that's not full of guilt. So when the Course in Miracles teaches that when you deny that you can think whatever you want to think, it's saying that you are lowering the power of your thought. So you can think whatever you want to think. And I want you to be clear about that. You can think whatever you want to think. You can think whatever you want to think. You can think whatever you want to think. So what happens when you're a little baby? You ain't a little baby. These people are standing around you in most cases. And guess what they start doing from the time you're a little baby? What does everybody start doing from the time you are a little baby? They start telling you what things are. They start telling you exactly what you should think, what you should believe, what you should be about, what's true and what's false, and what your values should be, and what's real and what's not real. And in a lot of cases, you also told what God is, what love is. Am I all here? You know, and guess what? When you got to the point that you could come to all these conclusions on your own because you've been programmed, like when you get to the point that you believe that you're just a body and that you're just separate, or that you're sinful or guilty or not enough or insecure or beautiful or love, whatever you were hearing from the time you were born, that this is the only reality. There's no other way to see things other than the way our culture tells us to look at things. then the course says, when you get to the point that you can believe all the erroneous stuff on your own without somebody telling you, then you become what's called a member of society. When you believe all the false ideas that you've been programmed to believe, and you can think that way without anybody telling you to think that way, then you are now a member of society. If I see myself as a separate black man, African American, whatever you want to call it, in America, and I say that that's what I am, and I see that as my identity, and then I think I'm limited to whatever that concept tells me about myself, and that's how I identify myself, well, now I'm a member of society, right? Because now I'm going along with the accepted programming that I've been given. Y'all follow me? So most people don't realize they are enslaved because all they're doing is thinking what they were taught to think rather than thinking for themselves and asking their own inner guidance and following the path that fits them in their soul. And then you wonder why so many people are miserable and unhappy. It's because they're not living their life, their potential, their spirit, who they are. They're living what they were told they are. And some people are told, I don't know about you, but I didn't grow up in a house where I was constantly told I was the light of the world and that I was innocent and I'm totally loved at every second being, no matter what, and brilliant and smart, and there was nothing I cannot do. And you know what I'm saying? I didn't hear that all the time. So that means there are a lot of people who have conceptions of themselves that's not based on love and it's not based on the truth. So what you want to realize is you are free. That's a long way, that's a roundabout way of sharing that you are free to think and believe and go in the direction that you want to go to. So if I'm doing this correctly, it has nothing to do with you following what I tell you to do. It's me encouraging you to look inside yourself and learn how to follow your inner guidance and get past all the programming that you've been given if it's not something that resonates with you, and know that there's another way you could look at things. Everybody with me? I'm keep on checking in, okay? So then it says peace is the only goal. The true self remains whole, joined, and free. This is how your real self is recognized, and this is how all our minds are joined. So what does it mean to have our mind joined? That all of us right now are joining on the idea that you are free to think what you want to think. That's joining. All of us are joined on the idea right now that we all want peace more than anything else. That's joining. See, joining is of the mind. It's not of the body. Even bodies are not even joining when they think they're physically joining. You actually aren't connected. You can disconnect. So you weren't really joined. But we can be joined in the mind. We can be joined on an idea. We can be joined in the heart. So the easiest way to have relationships that work is to form relationships with people who you have a common state of mind that share your goal of peace with you. So if I lose anybody, like I said, I don't mind clarifying because I'm here to help you remember the truth about yourself. And I'm going to tell you stuff about yourself that you might not believe. Can I tell you something about yourself that you might not necessarily believe? Can I do that? Is that all right? You are loved, you are lovable, and you are loving, and you only deserve love. But you don't know what I did on prom night. Now, we're not going to talk about that. That was in the past. We can let that go. In this moment, right here and now, you deserve love. I feel guilty. You don't know what I've done. You don't know how much I hurt somebody in the past. I understand that was a mistake. There's another way you can look at that. That can be released so that you never do it again. But you deserve love. You deserve love. You deserve love. And I'm so glad I get a chance to say that to people every week. Are you online? Whether you believe it or not. See, that doesn't stop me from telling you that your only goal should be peace, whether you believe it or not, right? So I want to share a little bit about the term the Holy Spirit right quick. What does that mean? Well, so this is what you could call the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is your quiet inner guide. Did I say your inner guide? Right. It's no one comes here without an inner guide. No one comes here, according to the Course, without that aspect of the Creator that is within them that guides them. And people say to me sometimes, but Earl, I don't hear the voice for God in me. I don't hear the voice for Spirit in me. And do you know what the Course says? That why you don't? Would you like to know? It says the reason why is you listening to you. But yeah, all day long you're listening to that voice in your head that you're making up that's telling you what's going on. Can we agree that all of us have this voice, this constant, like right now, I will bet you all $1,000 right now you're having an interpretation of what you're hearing me say. Yeah. I bet you every one of you all are. You're listening to me, now tell me if I'm wrong. You're listening to me and then you're interpreting what I'm saying. Anybody disagree with that? Okay. Then you're responding to what? Your interpretation of what I'm saying. I say something and then you interpret it and then you respond to it. Then I say something else and then you interpret it and then you respond to it. So does that mean that all day long all we're doing is responding to our own interpretations of what's going on? Hello? Am I saying something that doesn't make sense to you all? Okay, so the way that you're feeling right now, is it coming from me or is it coming from you? Is it coming from me, how you're feeling right now, or is it coming from your interpretation of what I'm saying right now? So the Holy Spirit is the part of you that is trying to guide you, that is your divine self, that Course teaches, that's always telling you right from wrong or what will work for you and what won't work for you. But we don't hear it because we're listening to the voice we made up. And that voice is called the ego. It's which the Course calls wrong-mindedness. It's the part of us that's advising us from the perspective that we're less than innocent, less than love, and less than whole. That's why I tell people, listen to my classes at least 4 times, because very seldom 2 things are going to happen. That you remember 90% of what I say, and that it really sinks in on the first time I say it to you. Because we're all filtering everything I'm saying against your belief system and the way you're feeling today. So what am I doing? I'm knocking on the door. I'm going, bam, you are loved. Bam, you are loved. Yeah, you deserve to be happy. Yes, you deserve to be peaceful. Yes, but yes, you deserve to have peace. Yes, but yes, you deserve to have peace. So the Holy Spirit is the inner guide that turns your confusion, that's the inner guide in you, that turns your confusion into clarity and changes your fears into peace. So it's really a bridge in the mind that is going to reinterpret every experience so that what once looked like anger and separation is now going to be seen as a call for love. It's going to be seen as a call for connection. You're mad at me right now. I'm going to interpret your anger as you are calling for peace. And what you really want is peace right now. I'm going to reinterpret your guilt that, you know what, that person is saying to me they really feel guilty. I'm going to interpret that as that person really calling for their innocence. They really want to remember that they're innocent. Because the interpretation that I give you is going to affect how I feel. And it's also going to affect how I treat you. So people are treating you not from what you're actually doing. They're treating you, they're dealing with you in terms of the interpretation that they're giving to what you're doing. So the Course says the Holy Spirit or your inner guide's one purpose is to restore your peace. So there's a part of you that loves you that wants you to have only peace. There's a part of you that loves you. There's a part of you that loves you that only wants you to have peace. There's a part of you that loves you that only wants you to have peace. And it's going to show you that all your mistaken perceptions that are making you unhappy right now, all that childhood and what happened at work and what's going on in your relationship and your financial situation and your health situation, all those things that you're interpreting and you're giving meaning to, your higher self, the Holy Spirit, is going to show you how to release those perceptions so that you can have the peace that we say we want right now. So why am I studying the Course in Miracles? I'm studying the Course in Miracles so that it can give me new interpretations and new perceptions and new meanings that I can use every day, so that when that person pulls out in traffic in front of me, I can interpret that in such a way that I don't attack myself because they pulled out in front of my car with all that anger and cussing them out. Because I'm the one that's feeling that anger, so I'm the one that's being attacked. And how much sense does it make for me to attack myself because you pulled out in traffic? Doesn't it sound logical? And then won't you go out here today and still get mad about something? You see, intellectually what I'm saying might make a lot of sense. But guess what? You've got a lot of programming over a lot of years to react totally differently. And so for a while, your old interpretations and your old way of expressing yourself is still going to come up from time to time while you're learning how to look at things a new way. I'll say that one more time. When you say you've had enough, and the person, you're online too, when you say you've had enough and you're ready for love and you're ready for peace, you're still going to have to deal with your old programming for a while you're giving yourself the new programming. So you must become a happy learner. And a happy learner is what? A happy learner is someone that doesn't constantly beat themselves up while they're learning, because they're still doing a lot of the old stuff they used to do. Else you won't make it very far in the change process. If you think that you're going to become you're going to be a totally loving, forgiving person today because I said you should be and you're capable of it, it's a setup. Readiness is not mastery. So just because you say you're ready to change in some way or you're ready to do something different, that doesn't mean you've mastered it. All right, keep on going. Any questions about what I've said so far? I'm going to go as far as I can. I really love working on this morning, especially because I asked Spirit to tell me what was the lesson that it wanted me to cover today that would be most helpful to the people that was going to be sent. Because I don't believe it's my beautiful, handsome, charismatic personality that brings people to the class. I believe it's Spirit sending them. A lot of people are here and they don't even know how they showed up here. And right there go, how did I even end up here today? There's no accidents. So I was curious to see how many people are here today on this particular lesson. So I know everybody that's here today needs to hear it, and that's why they're here. That there's something we're all collectively going through that we need to have more peace about right now. How many of you would be willing to admit there's some area in your life you know you need to feel more peace about right now? Everybody that feels that way, would you just mind kind of wiggling your fingers around just for a second? Okay, that's right. Even if you don't wiggle your finger around, we'll wiggle it for you because we know that's the truth, right? So any questions about what I've said so far before I go into the deep teaching? Mm-hmm.
This is kind of an aside, but you said the Holy Spirit is our inner guide.
Mm-hmm.
When people in the New Age talk about their guides,
Mm-hmm.
And they have all these different ways of defining them or something, what are they talking about Holy Spirit, or is it kind of like a form of the ego with their guides, or is there other guides available, or what are they talking about?
I would have to almost like talk to those people individually to hear what they're saying, but basically we're basically talking about that part of us that knows what's really going on, that really wants to tell us the truth of what's happening. That's anybody's Holy Spirit or guide. And it comes, and the Course teaches that guide comes in many ways and through many names, because some people can only hear it in other names and other ways. Some people, if you say the word Jesus, I'm out of here. Some people use the word Buddha, I'm out of here. Some other people you can say that's higher power, they feel good with that. You understand what I'm saying? It's the idea that you have a guide that can actually teach you how to let go of the blocks to love inside of you. And then each one of us, the challenge is this. Each and every one of us has our own individual curriculum and our own individual path. And so my path is not, the form of my path may not be necessarily the form of your path. And so what we do is we judge people because their curriculum is different from our curriculum. That's why people clash. Not because everybody's in agreement pretty much that they'll say they want to be happy. Everybody in here would probably say they want to have peace and they want to be happy. So where do we clash? We clash on the way we go about that. You think I need to go about it through the way what you believe. I think you should do it through the way that I believe. And then we clash with each other on the form of the way we go after what we are looking for. For instance, I would bet every one of us did not come to this location down the same streets. But we all had the goal of being here. So our intention ended up putting us in the same place. The way we got here is different. Well, apply that to life. Everybody's going to get to peace and God, love, truth in their own way, but your way isn't necessarily their way. And let me give you a tip. If you have misery in your life and you don't feel fulfilled, you're not following your path. You're not following your individual curriculum. You're not following you. You're following somebody else's path. You're trying to follow what somebody else or something else had told you you needed to do in order to be happy. Because one of the best signs that you're following your path is you feel joy and you feel peace and you feel inspired. Do I look like somebody that's not enjoying what I'm doing right now? No. Regardless of how you feel today, I'm here sharing this out of my sense of inspiration and joy. So I know I'm doing the right thing that I'm supposed to be doing in this moment by how I feel. I didn't get up this morning when the alarm went off and went, I got to go teach that damn chorus class. Please God, don't make me go talk to these people today. Oh my God. Okay, if you do that tomorrow morning, you are on the wrong doggone job, or you need to change your mind about the job. It's just that simple. I know people would like to make it more complicated than that, but if you're miserable, you're wrong-minded. And I was saying to somebody just yesterday, one of the weirdest things about teaching is that I make it a point of saying as many loving things to people as I can possibly say from this material, and I will watch people go dead asleep. I'll watch some people go totally unconscious. Why? Because I'm saying something to them that they don't believe yet. So why should you listen to me if I'm saying something to you that doesn't really have any value to you? But if I was to say, guess what, you all? I have hidden $1,000 for everybody in here in this church somewhere. And if you can find it, it's yours. I'm going to give you some clues. It would be a bunch of awoke people in the room, right? See, unless I'm talking about what you value, unless you're talking about what a person values to them, you're not going to reach them. So if you want to have real communication in a relationship, you all need to have similar values. So you will listen to what each other's saying because you're interested in it, because you value it. If I'm talking about something that you don't value, why should you listen to me? Why should it excite you? Why should you ever come back? And I understand that. But there are people who are going to walk in this door that values this. And they're going to be listening. And they're going to focus on what's being said. And then they will attempt to do it. Do I get upset about that? No. Because if you came today, whatever I say, evidently it was something you needed to hear. So maybe you'll hear it. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll use it. Maybe you won't. But what makes it a gift to you, what makes what I'm sharing a gift to you, is I release all my concern about whether or not you use it. Because if I'm concerned about it, then I'm imprisoning you because I'm going to be wanting you to do it the way I said do it. So now I didn't give you a gift, I gave you imprisonment. So you give something to somebody, if it's a true gift, you don't have any conditions about how they use it. So if I'm giving you love, I'm not giving you any conditions about what you're supposed to do with it. I'm not giving you love and telling you how you're supposed to act, how you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to do, because that's not going to give us peace. And our goal is peace. There you go. All right. So when you have too many goals, that's wrong-mindedness. Wrong-mindedness says, I'm going to chase approval. See, in other words, I couldn't have a good time today if I needed you all's approval, because then I'd be trying to figure out what I could say to make all of you like me. So that's wrong-minded. If you are seeking control, that's wrong-minded. If you're, and this is the one that will get you, that the course teaches. If you're seeking specialness, that's wrong-minded. So when you have many goals, how can you tell when you have many goals? The way you can tell when you have many goals is that you have many conflicts. Like they used to say on the television show. So what would right-mindedness, which is another term for the Holy Spirit, another term for the Holy Spirit is right-mindedness according to the course. So what would right-mindedness say to you? Keep it simple, the KISS principle. Keep it simple, sweetheart. Keep it simple, sweetheart. Spirit is simple. Spirit is simple. Something that's coming from your higher power is going to be simple. It's going to be simple. It's going to be something you can understand. It's going to be something you are able to do. It's going to be something that you're willing to do. So if you have one goal, then you have one piece. So you want the ends and you want the means to match. What does it mean to say you want the means and the end to match? It means that if peace is your goal, forgiveness is the way. Forgiveness, now I'm giving you not the world's definition of forgiveness. Who knows what the world's definition of forgiveness is? I'm going to try to overlook what you really did to me. Is that right? Isn't that basically the world's? You did something bad to me, and if I'm going to forgive you, I've got to overlook this bad thing that you did. That's why when you say to people forgiveness, they don't jump up and down with joy. You know, it's like if you go, you need to forgive. I very seldom have ever seen a group of people jump up and down with joy when I said anything about forgiveness in the class. Because they have been taught that forgiveness is, I'm about to let you off the hook for what you did to me. And so nobody wants to, the Course says that nobody's going to forgive you for what you think they really have done to you. So what is the Course in Miracles definition of forgiveness? It means letting go of the story that we told ourselves so that the clarity can return. In other words, forgiving you means I'm willing to look at you and learn to look at you in another way that will allow me to keep my peace. How about that definition? I'm willing to learn how to see my childhood in another way that would allow me to have peace about it and not continue to crucify myself about my childhood. I'm willing to forgive you means I'm willing to learn another way of looking at you so that I don't keep attacking myself every time I think about you. How about that definition of forgiveness? So when you say that to people, they'll go, okay, I might be willing to entertain that idea. So how do you know we have the wrong definition of forgiveness? You know you have the wrong definition of forgiveness whenever you are not feeling peace about the idea. So if I say to you the answer is forgiveness and you go, oh my God, okay, then that's your way of knowing your interpretation of what forgiveness means is not the true interpretation of what forgiveness means. A lot of times when people, I've done this 45 years, and one of the things is I can tell when a person's getting ready to drop the course 99% of the time. I can tell this is clear when they're getting ready. Because the course says the biggest illusion that we have is that we're different. That's the biggest false idea. We would be shocked if we knew how much we were all alike and how much we do the same things, but we just do it in different ways, in different colors. So we actually think that we're doing something different. What happens with the course is sometimes people come in not loving themselves, having a lot of issues and having a lot of challenges. They start to learn these new perceptions and they start feeling better about themselves and they start to believe they really could be loved and lovable. The part of them that still doesn't believe it, that part of them goes, oh my God, how could you dare think that you deserve love, right? So I need to get you away from this material and I need to get you away from this teacher because you are beginning to change your mind about yourself, and I have spent years making you think you suck. Okay? And that part says, let me scare you out of hearing loving thoughts about you. So the form that usually takes, if the person is actually reading or studying, which I believe no serious student of the course never actually does it. I'm right. Right. There are many people who see themselves as dedicated students of the Course in Miracles who never read the text and never do the workbook lessons and never do the manual for teachers, which is all in this book. They actually think they're dedicated, but they don't know anything about this. That's not saying you can't come to the class and get benefit whether you study this or not. But I'm saying if you say, this is my path and I want to learn it, then there's no way you can be sincere about that and not actually spend some time giving it attention and study. Would we agree? If you really say you're serious about learning how to drive a car, your butt gets in a car and you in the car with somebody and you taking driver's lessons. You don't go, I'm serious about driving, and you never get behind the wheel. Well, the same thing is just true about this. You say you really want peace, but you won't do anything to change your mind. You're not really serious about that yet, and you're innocent. You're still as cute and innocent as you ever were. Nothing's going to condemn you about that. Nothing's going to judge you about that. So especially if I see the person studying, which is going to bring up the resistance, right? So what will happen is they'll usually come to me and tell me about something that they read in the book that scared them. And I'll say, well, the truth is, let me give you the correct interpretation of that. You're misperceiving that. That's why you're afraid. And usually, they still never come back. I never see them again. Really, because they have already gotten frightened and their ego is trying to get them out of it. So now I have justification for that. And so now I'm going to stop doing it. So I tried, as a teacher then, I tried to tell people the tricks that their own mind is going to play on them to keep them from changing their mind, which means loving yourself more. I mean, doggone it, that's all I'm talking about. Is you all deserve to have peace, and I deserve to have peace, and we need to be with each other in peace and not hate each other and be kind with each other and be compassionate with each other and have a life that's fulfilling. God damn it, that's what we all deserve. So why? But then I'll scare the hell out of somebody who comes to this class. This guy's the devil in the angel's cloak. Could you believe what he's saying? What is he trying to get? But the book says that when you are not used to loving yourself, and you're insecure and fearful, and you meet someone who is what you've been praying for, your first instinct will be to doubt them and fear them and to be suspicious of them and think that they're going to be lying to you in some way because that's all you've ever known. And you understand that. But you don't understand how to be around people who only acknowledge you and recognize you and only want the same peace that you deserve, want the peace that you deserve. So in the beginning, when we say we're going to change, the beginning is the hardest phase of the change because it's at the beginning when you're still rooted in your old belief system that you're trying to change. Does this make sense? I'm going to keep on asking you this. That's why the Course is saying you want to have one goal. That's why it's saying you are my only goal. I got to be clear that what I want is peace. So guess what? Idols never satisfy. What? An idol. What is an idol? And I'm not talking about a singing contest show. Okay. What is an idol? Well, an idol is something that never satisfies you. So what is your idol in this life? It's whatever you tell me is not satisfying you right now. That's your idol. An idol is anything that you believe on the outside that you've got to have in order for you to have peace. Wanting a car is one thing. Believing that I can only have peace if I have a car may just make that car an idol. An idol is anything I say that I have to have out there before if I say I got to have you, and if I don't have you, I will not be happy. I just made you an idol, a false idea, something that's not going to give me peace. Because if I've determined that you are going to give me peace, guess what's going to come with that determination? A script. Yeah. I have all, now if you fix me apple pies, now You know, now you're giving me that peace that I wanted from you. So I made you an idol because now if you don't fix the apple pie, I'm upset. So now I'm thinking my upset comes from you being different than you are. So how can you tell when somebody loves you and they walk up and they love you? I go, I'm accepting you as you are. Because how could I really love you and all I want to do is change you, which means you are not lovable to me the way you are. So I've now made you an idol that's got to make me happy. By me controlling you and making you what I want you to be, you're going to say, oh, hell no. I'm not going to act out your script all the time. Now I gave away the peace that I said is my only goal. Do you believe that out of how many billion people on earth? Do you, 7, 8, 9, what is it? 8, right? So do you believe that out of 8 billion people, there's no one that could love you? That's real special. You are really, you know what would make a person really treat you really good? If they really got that you believe you could be loved by more people than them. If they really got that you are so lovable that more than them could love you, it keeps them on their toes. Relationships are not hard. A good relationship is not hard. It's just different. It's just asking you to approach it differently. So an idol always promises more than it delivers. Do you know the passion and the fantasy and the good energy I feel about desiring you is usually much greater than when I actually have you? Have you ever had that experience? Have you ever had that experience?
Yes.
Okay, all right. That's what you must realize, is that you don't always have to have the physical manifestation of the desire to have the experience that the desire manifested would have given you. I could have as much joy about the idea of doing something with you than actually doing something with you. So that's a win-win. Now I feel good whether we do anything physical with each other or not. I still have that piece of the desire that I have about you. I'm like, wow, whoa, whoa, whoa. No real desire that comes from your higher self is ever a desire that you can have fulfilled now. That's what the truth taught me. I went, what? Yeah. If it's coming from God, spirit, love, what's real, says something that's, what the Course says, you all need to learn the difference between love and fear, what's real and what's not. You need to learn the difference between what's real and what's not. You need to learn how love operates and how fear operates. You need to learn how God operates and how your ego operates. So I'm going to tell you through this book how to tell the difference between love and fear, what's real and not real, what's innocent and what's guilty. So you can make the right choice, because you're going to make the right choice if you can tell the difference between the two. So let me tell you the difference between something that's coming to you from spirit and something that's coming to you from your own ego. If it's coming from spirit, you can have it now. If it's coming from your ego, you always need a lot of time before it can happen. I went, wow, that's deep. That's really deep. Right, if I could get off on you and enjoy you and love you and feel good around you right now, then that's coming from my spirit, because it's not requiring you be any different than you are right now. So that joy that I'm feeling is joy that I'm giving myself right now about you. But the minute that I think of things to do with you that I can't do now, then I'm setting myself up to have disappointment, which isn't going to give me peace right now. So if you are wanting only peace, then you know everything you need to know in any situation that you're in. Whatever situation that you're in that you are not having peace in is a situation that you're not seeing correctly yet. See, I feel good right now. I'm thinking of wood now. Like Brother James Brown. That might be, I might be dating myself. Some of y'all may not even. Who is James Brown? Anyway. But if you have peace within yourself, if you have peace within yourself, if you feel totally fulfilled within yourself, and you feel totally fulfilled within yourself, and your only goal is to feel totally fulfilled within yourself, then I'm feeling that way whether I'm with you or not with you. I'm feeling that way whether I'm in a mansion or I'm in a shack. I'm feeling that great peace whether I'm in a Rolls Royce or whether I'm in a Volkswagen. So then I can enjoy everything in my physical world. I can enjoy my house, I can enjoy my car, I can enjoy my partner, I can enjoy my children. I can enjoy everything because I'm already experiencing inner peace. So I'm taking that into any situation that I'm in. So I love my home and I love my car and I love my friends because I'm loved. I'm not looking for you to make me feel good today. Woo! But that's not the way the world does it. The way the world does it is, if you were different, I would be happy. So tell yourself, only peace satisfies, only peace satisfies, only peace satisfies, only peace satisfies. So what is the purpose of the Course in Miracles? What's the purpose of this lesson? Is to motivate you to want to learn how to see everything differently that's making you unhappy right now so you can have that only peace that you want right now. There's a way for you to learn how to look at your mama that if you got a problem with your mama, every time you're around her, she won't trigger you. There's a way to look at your job tomorrow that if you learned how to want only peace and listen to your inner guidance, you will go on that job tomorrow and you'll have a totally peaceful experience of the job. And I'll tell you something else that'll happen. Once you change your mind about it, it'll look like miraculously your coworkers have changed. It'll look like miraculously your boss isn't the hellion that your boss was. You will become so shocked when you give yourself enough love to learn another way to look at things by wanting only peace, that it will blow your mind, because now you have power. You have true power, because your happiness is not dependent on what anyone else does or does not do any longer. So no one has any control over you because you no longer feel like they determine your peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Could you acknowledge yourself for hearing this much? Could you just for hearing this much? See what I mean? Notice how you reacted when I said acknowledge yourself. Check that out. See, the way I treat myself is the way other people are going to treat me. The way you feel about yourself is how other people are going to treat you. So when I said stuff like acknowledge yourself, we would feel more, you probably, and I could be wrong, you might have felt more peace if I had, in a sense, had acknowledged me. You might have, you're not saying it's necessarily true, but you might have had some degree of enthusiasm about, oh, Purdy, I appreciate you telling me that, right? But if I say acknowledge yourself, what? Acknowledge me? Yeah, your world is a three-dimensional mirror reflection of the way you feel about yourself, consciously and unconsciously. Your world is a mirror of how you feel about yourself. Your world is a reflection of how you feel about yourself. People are showing you how you feel about yourself. And I know it looks like it's the other way around. I know it looks like they're just out there independent of you, showing you stuff that doesn't have anything to do with you. But that is the trick. So I'm reminding you that you deserve love to help you let that love in more so that you will feel that peace inside of yourself, radiate that peace out into your world, and watch people start treating you in a much more loving and compassionate way. And you will not know what I'm saying is the truth until you practice it, until you accept the idea that maybe the way you feel about yourself, if it's a way that you feel that you don't like yourself in any way, or you're insecure in any way, that's why you attracted that partner who abused you. That's why you attracted that situation where they would never tell you how much they love you. That's happening because of an inner feeling about yourself that you're not worthy at some level. So if you were to have a person show a lot more love to you than you think you deserve, your temptation will be to sabotage the hell out of it, to prove you're right about your unworthiness. So you can say, see? So if I tell you that, and then you have someone that reflects that love that you've been asking for, you can go, you know what, I remember when that strange black man told me I deserved to have love, and when it first comes to me, I'm going to be suspicious of it, and I might be tempted to run away from it. So I need to remember that so I don't run this time. And I go toward who's treating me well and stop putting all of my attention into what doesn't appreciate me. Whew. So I'm your reminder. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do. Guess what? Who you think is believing it more and more? Would it be the guy that's saying it every week? Could it possibly be him? I got the coolest people in the world, and people treat me so beautifully, it blows my mind. Total strangers do. So every now and then, that old me that doesn't like me, it shows up in the form of looking like somebody wants to judge, criticize me, or attack me. But it's not happening all day, every day. And I remember when it pretty much did. Y'all hear me? Yeah, don't you? Yeah, I remember when I had drama all the time about some type or another. I started to practice what the Course was saying, and I noticed that it began to drop off, and I didn't have to try to change anybody to make it happen. Okay. I do this class on a love offering donation basis. I'm a full-time teacher of the Course. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. If you feel spiritually led to share with me, I'm going to pass this around. You can use Venmo. You can use the Cash App. You can use PayPal. And all you need is my email address, which is Earl Purdy at earlpurdy.com. Earl Purdy at earlpurdy.com. I really thank you for sharing with me. I really appreciate if you see value and you feel like sharing with me. I'm available for clarity sessions, and I'm also available for astrological and numerological sessions that can give you insight into how to let yourself have more of that peace that I've talked about. I've shared with people before. The Course in Miracles teaches every skill that you have learned can be used as a tool for your happiness and your awakening. Astrology and numerology done in a conscious way and not the fortune-telling crap can be very, 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 very helpful. And also one-on-one sessions and also coaching and mentoring. There's nothing I love more than working with Course in Miracles students who want to take advantage of my 4 decades of working with this and see how they can apply it and learn it as well as apply it to their life and their one-on-one situations and circumstances. My classes are on Facebook and all my classes are on YouTube, and you can self-book a session with me by going to my website, earlpurdy.com. Go check my website out. I have hundreds of classes on YouTube. Hundreds of classes on YouTube that are totally free, right? That you can just watch, right? That you don't have to share anything financially, right? So the idea that I'm just doing this for money means I wouldn't make nothing I'm doing available to you for free, right? So the course teaches me that you'll always be given what you need to stay in this world because your higher self knows you do, and that what you need to be given to you and share with you to the people who really see your value and are led to do it. And that's cool too. I deserve to receive just as much as you deserve to receive. That's the way it works. I deserve abundance just as much as you deserve abundance. That's the way it works. And that's what I want for you. That's all I want for you. That's it. Period. So, make sure you're on my contact list. Go to my website so I can let you know about the things I'm doing. And especially, go sign up for my contact list on my website. And I'll tell you why. If for any reason that I cannot be here, then I can let you know through my newsletters. And that way you won't, the same thing like coming online. That way you won't come here in person, which I hope you come here in person, because guess what? With all the changes that we're about to go through over the next 3 years, where the world as we know it is going to totally change at a level that's going to blow your minds, it's going to become more important that we join in community and we join with each other for the purpose of love. You're going to find that things are going to change more radically than when when fire was discovered over the next 3 years. I'm telling you, and those who are choosing for love and spirit and truth are going to have a 10 times, 100 times easier time during this transition that's about to happen than those who are focused on fear and separation and judgment and attack. There's going to be the love camp and there's the fear camp. Both of them are innocent. Both of them deserve love. But give yourself a break and go towards the love camp. Spend your time right now learning how to let go of anger and guilt and grievances, because your frequency and your vibration determines the law of attraction and what you manifest and what you draw to yourself. It's a reflection of your own consciousness, your own level of love, your own level of spirit. That's the truth. That's the truth. And so my job is to accept this for myself and share it with you. That's it. That's it. Your friends and your family need to have someone in their presence that believes in love and that peace is the only goal. It's not by you preaching to them. It's not by you trying to fix them. It's not by you trying to give them your wisdom. It's by you remembering that they are beautiful beings that deserve love, whether they realize it or not, because your minds are joined. We're joined at a spiritual level. I am not this body, but I have one. And the purpose of it is to do just what I'm doing with you, communicating. That's what this is for. It's for joining minds and hearts and communicating. The purpose of this is not to get from you. The purpose of this is to share with you. I grew up in the same world you have. I learned the same crazy stuff you've learned. But now you're free. You can think what you want to think. And now you can think this. And you can think something different. And I'm here to help in any way I can. Because I love you. Because to love you is to love me. And it doesn't matter whether you believe me or not. At all. All that I give is given to myself. But I see lights. I don't just see bodies sitting in front of me. I see light beings sitting in front of me. That's the truth. Don't you dare get in friendships, any more romantic or friendship relationships with anybody that's not appreciating you, that's not acknowledging you. Don't you dare. Don't you dare put yourself around people who never tell you that they love you, never tell you that they value you, never experiencing the joy when they see you walk through the door. That's how you can tell you're dealing with a fearful person that's reflecting the fear that's within you.